Welcome to Houston Newsmakers Extra. If you've been watching the program, and I hope you have been, we've been talking with Congressman Morgan Luttrell, the new congressman for the 8th Congressional District, taking over from the now retired Kevin Brady. Thank you again for being here. Kevin was one of these guys, and Congressman Brady, we were on such a first-name basis, he and I, over the years, so I kind of slip sometimes. If he were here, I'd say, Congressman. Now you talked about the fact that the border's not going to get better, you don't think, until there's a Republican president. Now we know that the 2024 election cycle is underway. Former president is set to run again. We know that Governor Nikki Haley has decided she's going to run. There are other people who are on the periphery. Are you already behind somebody, or are you going to wait until things shake out a little bit?
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, we're waiting. We're waiting until things shake out. Ask me that question again in 6 months and see how everything plays out. To clarify about the border, I think come October 1st, when the Republicans have the ability to take the purse back, I think we'll make movement on securing that border.
What does that look like? When you say take the purse back, what does that mean?
Well, right now, so as the majority, we own appropriations. We dictate where the money goes.
Got it.
Right. The omnibus bill that was passed last year, we're done. We're hands off. The president signed that in. So right now the monies are being paid out. But October 1st, in the new fiscal year, when we have the ability to say, hey, where it goes, then I think when there's more negotiating, it's like, hey, if we want to continue down this path, we want that border secured, and then we have political leverage.
The good thing about you in a lot of different ways is that you grew up in the district that you now represent.
Yep.
And so you kind of know the people. What is your sense about what the folk in the 8th Congressional District are putting as priorities?
Border.
Really? That's it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the border. Yeah, our economy, absolutely, with the debt ceiling coming up, but border is huge for us. In all of our town halls and our meetings and everything, people's biggest concern is because of fentanyl. It's because of the drug trafficking. It's because of the sex trade. It is. And I said earlier that fentanyl landed. It's in our doorstep. It's not ours. It's in the house. We've the youngest that we've lost in Montgomery County is 13 years old, and then from 18 to 45 is that age range that are dying from this fentanyl. So border is that number one issue for us.
The process now, I know that Congressman Brady was on House Ways and Means. You're on Armed Forces in a lot of different ways. How are those committees how are you going to be impactful on those committees? Because they all sound like they're right in your wheelhouse.
They are.
Of your life experience.
They are. Very much so. Learning curve is still completely vertical. Don't get me wrong, but for being in Homeland and Veterans, we have a very large veteran population in the district, and again, Homeland, because of the border, is very important, and it helps the district out tremendously. Ways and Means is that all-encompassing committee that touches every aspect of human existence, right? Every tax to
that's a good way to put it.
It is. You know, it really is. And I've actually been out talking to the district saying, hey, look, Congressman Brady had everything to do with health care and then taxes, and he can answer those questions for you now. And I educate myself on those issues, but I have to stay in my lane.
Yeah.
When it comes to our national defense, House Armed Services, that's what that's for. And then, of course, Homeland for Border, and then Veterans.
This going forward here, what are you most optimistic about in terms of our country? I mean, you and I have similar. I mean, you served, I didn't serve, but I was close to it, and I was raised with that mentality. Yep. And there's nothing more worth protecting than this United States of America.
Very well said, sir. What am I most optimistic about? I get up every morning and walk out on the green side of grass in the state of Texas. And I get everyone's frustrations, and I understand that it's kind of the global narrative is very threatening sometimes, but I'm optimistic that our country is still the greatest country in the world. I'm optimistic that Texas is the most amazing state to live in and be a part of as a fifth-generation Texan. And I tell people as much as I can is like, please don't let what you're seeing on the news and what you're hearing ruin your day. I mean, you can be concerned about it, but don't let it put you in a hole, and don't let it just eat you up from the inside. Because you can wake up and you can go to work, you can kiss your kids, you can go to the basketball games. You can still do these things here. I've been in countries where you can't do that, and I don't want that to land on these shores.
The nastiness of our conversation, though, is something that just it's out of hand, it seems. And I know that you talked about you're going to listen to people. Are you optimistic that you can at least change the tone of what's going on?
I'm trying every day. I talk in a very calming and very patient. I have a very calming and patient demeanor when I'm talking to my base and my constituents, or if talking to you or anybody else, saying I understand your frustrations and we're digging in on it. We're trying our best to just bring this thing back to a lane that makes everybody comfortable.
Well, I'm glad you came in for this interview, and I hope that you'll be back many more times.
Absolutely.
I told you earlier, your predecessor, he had a parking spot right out there for him.
Oh, you know where I parked? It was I accidentally parked. And I said before, my wife and I are huge fans, and we've watched you guys.
Well, you bring her next time. That'll help you get in a lot faster.
That's how I got elected. Everybody voted for my wife, Leslie. She's amazing.
Well, all right. Well, you keep her around as well. I look forward to meeting her.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless.
Good to see you. Congressman Morgan Luttrell, this is Newsmakers Extra. Share this with everybody you know.